Hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. While I was waiting for this last video here to produce, I went back and added the rest of the code into the JavaScript file. So let me show it to you. We wanted to map the physical key names. So in other words, 0 is the number 0, 3 for the number 3, etc. And then the dot is decimal. So these values are what we were using in the code. So this is what we had like in our switch statement and stuff. All right. Then we wanted to come in here and actually do the mapping. Finally, we wanted to tell the program to run. Well, that's the good news, is that means now we're done. Bad news is, so I thought I'd come in here just for the heck of it before it came up and try to run it. So there it is, and I tried to press it, nothing happened. So I started to go through the code from the start and found a bunch of errors. So first of all, look at this. Never close that. Not that it's a big thing, but yeah, it's a big thing. Here we call this calculator display, but in the program I called it display. And that would also mean that in here, if I called it calculator, I did call it display in here. Then I looked and I noticed that on a bunch of the button things, if you look, I forgot the dot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all of them? I think there was one more in button 0, I believe it was. There. Okay. So, file, save all. So, index hopefully now is okay. Styles hopefully now is okay. But I also found some errors in the calculator.js file itself. So let's go through those and see if we can fix those. See, they're operatory, not operator. So that was wrong. Let's see. In here, it should be text context. I'm sorry, text content. So that was wrong. That was 2 of them. Where we've got our append child. Where is that? There we go. Before that, we created it, but the text was never sent. So we need li.text content, and we want to set that equal to entry. That was another one. Next, in the highlight operator here, we called it btn operator, and it should be btn operation is what we actually called it. So that was wrong. In the input digit, in here, the state.current should be equal to state.current equal 0. Now we're doing a comparison. Let's see. In our input operator, that should be ampersand, ampersand, because 1 ampersand in JavaScript is a bitwise and. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do a logical and. In evaluate, after we build the entry here, we want to come in and call add history entry with that entry. We were never calling it. All right. In our calculate switch, we never put the double quotes around the word multiply. Just about done. In the dispatch, in here, a couple more errors here. This might even be the last one. Got here const button equals e.target closes, and it shouldn't be closes, it should be closest. Like that. Now, I don't know if I fixed it or if I still have some errors in there. Those are the ones I found. So let's go back up to the top. Let's do a file. Oops. Try that again. Let's do a file save on here. Let's do a file save on here. And let's do a file save on here. Finally, let's run this and see if we get any. Now if it works. Still isn't working. Those are the errors that I found. So I'm going to pause and run through it one last time and see if I come up with anything else that was wrong. Let me pause. Alright, I found a few more errors in here, so I want to go through this line by line and see if I can fix them. Alright. Get rid of this. Alright, in this highlight operator, query select all, btn operation.forEach. Look at that, brn instead of btn. Boy, that was stupid. Okay, I used btn in the rest of them, so that's one. In the dispatch function, have that now. All right, let's find it. Okay, it's 268. And it is right after handle sign. There's about 3 or 4 mistakes, other ones I found in here. Let's see if I can find this. All right, here's the dispatch. Okay. That return is right. That's right. Okay, this should have an if statement before it. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay. Right now, we are doing all this stuff after render. I should end this function and then do all this stuff. I'm going to move this over. Okay. evaluate calculate. All right, and evaluate. After we compute the result, we should set the state operator equal to null. Again, that is in function evaluate. All right, so it was here. State that operator should be equal to null. All right. And finally, inside of input decimal, so I'm just looking through the original code here. So an input decimal state that 0 should be equal to 0 dot. Now that's all I could find. Hopefully it's a little better now. But I don't know. Undefined multiply. Well, I thought this was going to be my last lecture on this. That worked. This isn't showing though. That's actually working. It's not. Okay. So there's still an error in here. I don't know where it is. I'm going to have to break this program down again one more time and look for it. I will do that in the, well, it's 20 minutes, so I'll do that in another lecture. Thanks. Maybe we'll have a little post-mortem afterwards.